Chelsea are world champs.
World champions.
Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
World champions, guys.
Chelsea, congratulations.
World fucking champions.
You have won everything in world football.
Yeah, world champions for 4 years.
Everything in club football.
World champions. Chelsea are Club World Cup champions.
The best team in the world is now Chelsea Football Club.
And Chelsea aren't world champions now. Whatever you want to say about them.
They're going to be world champs for the next 4 years.
World champions at Chelsea Football Club.
My name is Troops. And I am the wise man. And I would like to introduce the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated world champion, Carefree Lewis G.
Well, was it ever in doubt, guys? Was it ever in doubt? Big up every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that shit. 3-point collectors back in the building, all of that, as we all expected. And we're here to delve into all of the results on the weekend. Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal going up to Burnley, getting the expected result, and an unexpected result for West Ham. Shout out, Mikez. You guys already know what to do. Sub to everyone in the description. All of that shit. Big up to the chat. Big up to everyone in here. Mikez, I'm happy for you, man. Genuinely happy. You had a good weekend. I hope you're well, bro.
Yeah, man. I haven't felt this feeling in a very long time, man. It was like 9 months of hell. 9 months of hell just to wait for a home win, man. It's been 9 months since my last home win. Yes, 9 months. Baby, people have been shagging and having babies since, man. That's how long it's been. That's how long it's been. So yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. Wait, we all collected 3 points, right? Hands up. Oh, Jay, what? Oh yeah, shit. Never mind. But yeah, no, big up to everyone here. Big up to everyone here. It's good to be
big up, Mikez. Always appreciate you, bro. Big up Northside in the cut. Hope you're well, bro. Standard weekend away, but I hope life's good. Hope everything's well.
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. I'm just happy that Jay's still alive, innit? But big up to the panel, man. Jay. You know what I mean? What's man saying?
Why have I heard my name 4 times already? And I ain't even said nothing.
I didn't say your name. I didn't say your name.
That'll be the third time. Big up, Jay, man. I don't know what more you expected, but before I even get into all of that, I want to know why the energy was different before the game. Because we had the preview and everything. We had a calm, reserved conversation. Everybody check out Jay's channel. Links in the description. You guys already know. We were talking predictions. And you told me 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Spurs. I thought, okay, you know what? Fair enough. You're back in your team. It's a humble, fair prediction. Still think you're going to lose, but I respect it. Then my chat sent me this. And now we need to talk.
3-2 Chelsea.
5-goal thriller. All right, then. Jay?
3-0 Tottenham.
Yo!
Where? Why? What made you even believe in that?
First of all, I want to say, I just want a quick side note before I get into the football side of things. Everyone affected by the hurricane, prayers and thoughts out to you. You know what I'm saying? Hold strong. Our beautiful island will rise again. You know what I'm saying? We are the strongest people on earth. Away from that stuff and whatnot. In all fairness, that was before the Newcastle game, and I thought maybe the players and the manager feel the same way as me about this game. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe they see this as a chance to turn the home form around. Do you know what I'm saying? Kick on at that stadium. Obviously, I was fucking wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? I was so wrong, and hence why my prediction actually changed. My prediction actually changed. You know what I'm saying? It changed when we done our show, Lewis. It changed because I was like, nah. I still think we can get over the line because I didn't
Look-
really
look
think
at the
your
date.
attack had much to it. And
Jay,
yo,
Jay,
The
the
date.
date. The date.
was this not before
The
the?
31st of October. This is the day before the match.
Oh shit! This wasn't even okay. No, then
No.
yeah, I just
No.
I just had a mare. I don't know. I thought this was before the Newcastle game because I know I
You're a
said 3-0
mess.
before the game. I just had a
No.
mare then. Yeah, I just had a mare, man. It's dark. It's dark. It is what it is. My clubs suck. Thomas Frank should be sacked. And yeah, man, that's life, bro.
Now,
Can I-
first,
can I-
I don't. Go on, Mike. Go. You go first.
And I am not even here to try. I'm here to ask you questions based on things that I've heard you say. That is all I'm here for. I don't care about Tottenham, to be honest. I just care about what you said. So, start of the season, top 5 and domestic changed to top 5 in FA Cup after the Newcastle game. I've been watching your streams. That hasn't that you seem to be in doubts about that. What has changed in a month and two? Like what August now? So 2.5.
To be honest, Max, and you know what? That's a great question. That's a great question. Thank you for that question. Do you know what I'm saying? Thank you. What has changed is the start I was seeing performances. The PSG game, for example. Do you know what I'm saying? The City game, the Burnley game. I was seeing performances. And I'm starting to see my players regress. It doesn't look like anyone's actually getting any better. Do you know what I'm saying? If anything, a lot of these players are starting to look worse. Now, you can put it down to a system thing, and this is my thing, right? If it was just 1 or 2 players playing shit, then I don't look at the manager. I say, cool, these are. But when you've got a squad of 15 players and 4 of them look good and the rest of them look dog shit, yeah, that's a system problem. That's a system problem, right? Setting us up to hold on to the ball, but not attack. Why? What's the point? Just play free at the back and defend. It doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? All of these things, the substitutions make no sense. Shabby, you know what I'm saying? Lil Pump, we've been waiting for bro to start doing something. He ain't done fuck all since he's been here. Yeah, and hey, he said Spurs called and he answered. He don't even fucking sound like he ain't answered the fucking phone. He ain't answered the phone. To the guy that asked me if I miss Ange Ball, no, I don't miss Ange Ball. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because this is what I said before. I'm pretty sure I said this on the show with Mikez as well. We're either too defensive or too attacking. There's never any balance at this football club. We're either we sit back for 90 minutes and do nothing, like we did against Chelsea, or we go all out, like we did against Chelsea a couple seasons ago, and with 9 men, which, by the way, that game we had 9 men, we had a higher XG than on Saturday. I just want to put that out there. 0.
You probably had more XP before you even went down to 10. Like, I don't remember you doing anything except that Kudus chance in the first half. And even that one was like, it wasn't a mad chance. Like, it was very easy for Sanchez to deal with. And I hear what you're saying, right? In terms of if you're not getting the best out of the entire squad, then you have to look at the manager. But I struggle to find where the level of this squad is, because he'll be back in a little set. Ange finished 17th. That Spurs side isn't a 17th place side. On the other hand, I don't look at Spurs and think that they're a top 4 side, because the midfield isn't as cut through. Oh wait, now Jay's back. I'll bring that.
There.
So Ange, finish 17th of your squad. I don't believe your squad's a 17th place team. I don't believe your squad's a top 4 team either. I don't think that midfield is good enough progressively. And because Xavi Simons isn't like playing to the level that you expect Xavi Simons to play at, the creativity isn't there either. That means your attack, that's already a little bit mid and heavily reliant on Kudus, is struggling even more. And it's making you a lot more reliant on set pieces. But you don't do it to the extent that like an Arsenal do it, or to even the way that we do it. Where is the Spurs level then? And where do you think Frank is not like getting the maximum out of the squad? Because like, I don't see you as a top 4 side, and I don't see you where Ange is. So there's got to be a middle point. And I think like it's kind of leveled out pretty well for you so far. It's just maybe the football doesn't look great.
Well, to be fair, yeah. Look, we can say it's leveled out and whatnot. We're in a false position, innit? That's the reality. We're in a false position. We shouldn't actually be in the top 4 right now. We're just fortunate enough that the teams around us haven't really done what they should be doing. Hence why game week 9, yeah, Sunderland were in the top 4 and Bournemouth are in the top 4. Do you see what I'm saying? We shouldn't actually be here. And a lot of these games, we've escaped by the skin of our teeth. I use the Wolves game as an example. We should have lost at home to Wolves. Brighton, we should have lost away at Brighton as well. Do you know what I'm saying? These are examples. The performances weren't good enough. And I did say the performances like this, you don't want to talk about sustainable football, sustainable. Yeah, the football is sustainable. Yeah, sitting back we can sustain that and sustain the players and keep them fit. Yeah, but we're not going to win games. If anything, we're going to draw a lot of games this season. We're going to draw too many games this season. And if I'm being honest, people are saying, oh, Frank is a good manager. Frank is a good... I'm not saying Frank is a bad manager, bro. But this is the guy that supposedly turned Mbeumo into a gunman, who turned Ivan Toney into an England-level striker, who got a tune out of Wissa and Sharda. But you're telling me you can't get a tune out of Richarlison, who, by the way, no one can tell me that guy is from Brazil. Nobody can tell me that.
But do you see the contradiction here, though? Like, we can't get a tune out of Richarlison. I don't even believe this brother's Brazilian.
Yeah, of course. But hey,
but then that's why I'm asking, where do you think the level of Spurs is at?
I'm just saying he's faking his nationality, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear that, but we say that when they're dead Brazilian players, innit?
No, it's not even just, it's everything.
Like we say with Martinelli, I've said that with Willian back in the past.
Brazilian, Lewis. Even when he's scoring goals, he doesn't look Brazilian. He looks like he should be playing for Southend United, bro.
He's proper.
But then,
even when he's scoring
you're saying
goals,
you need Frank to get something out of him to a level where you can compete for Europe.
Bro, even just getting shots on... we don't create anything, Lewis. We probably average about 4 shots on target a game, maybe 3 shots on target a game. That is disgusting.
But do you blame his system or do you blame the players in that system?
I blame his system, bro, because his system, Mike said it perfectly, and I quote Mike, I hate to bring you in here again, yeah, but he said it. You cannot rely on Kudus to create and score goals. It's not going to work. He can't do both. And unfortunately, Frank's system is very obvious. And this is why I said we're not going to beat United this weekend. We will lose to PSG next Tuesday, and then we'll lose to Arsenal the following week. Yeah? Because all they're going to do is, Starboy, Captain Garner on the right-hand side. We just shut him out. And then what does Spurs do? Try and play through Simmons. Do we try and play through Tel or Odobert on the left-hand side? Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I think it is. I think the players that you are trying to play through aren't performing well enough.
So why could Ange get these players to get at least end the game with more than 1 shot on target?
But he didn't have those players.
He did. Tel was here. Odobert was here. Johnson was here. He did. The only, if anything, if I'm being completely honest, our attack is stronger than it was last season.
Well,
because we've got more than Kudus now.
But with last season, you guys were so heavy, like, attack that the defense was obviously a mess. Now you're better defensively. You're asking a lot more of those forwards in transition, and they're not producing. It sounds like it's more of a personnel thing to me. And this ain't even me, like, trying to run Bants too tough on this, because we've had the debates about Thomas Frank last week, but I just look at your creativity. I look at your forward line, and I just think, like, it's very bare, minus Kudus. There's not a lot to work with.
No, listen. Look. This is why.
But then, if that's the case, I'd struggle to see how you Frank out.
No, I'm saying, like, this is why I'm not really against. I'm not against people that don't agree with me in terms of that he's not good. But I know how this ends. We've been here before. We've been here before. We've actually been here before. By March, April times, we'll be sat 11th, between 9th and 11th in the table, out of all the competitions, and everyone will be sat here saying, "Oh, we need to push and try and qualify for Europe again. And that was not my expectation at the start of the season. I saw last season as a blip. Now, again, you make a fair point. in saying the attack is dross, the attack is dross. Fine. But he doesn't even set us up to attack anyways. He doesn't set us up to attack anyways. He just sets us up to pass the ball sideways and pass around the back constantly and put us under pressure.
I don't know, because I haven't watched enough Spurs games to say that whether I think it's been a problem all season. But for the game on the weekend, I've seen a lot of those complaints come out. But I think a lot of that was forced by Chelsea. I think our press was the best it's been all season, and it just forced you guys back all the time.
Of course, and you did nullify us. But then at what point do you just say, all right then, yeah, Moani likes to run apparently. He's quick now. Cool. So why don't you get Moani and Kudus running the channels then? At what point as a manager do you say, all right then, let's change to a 3 at the back, play with 2 strikers, let Kudus run off Moani's shoulder or hold up the ball for Moani, or let Moani do the opposite. And instead of trying to pass through Chelsea, why don't we play over them instead? If I can see this, and I'm just some random black guy that supports Spurs, why the fuck can't a Premier League manager see this? And with this whole our defense, we haven't signed a single defender that we didn't have last season, by the way. The only difference is when you don't set our defenders up to play on the halfway line like midfielders, they actually look like half-decent defenders. That's the reality. So
but even that's been an improvement to your defense.
Apart from set us up to play deeper.
But that was even then your biggest problem last season, that you weren't doing anything to even help your defense. That's why you can say, like, you look at it, the defense has already improved, and now it's just put more impetus on the rest of your forwards. Your creative players are either injured, like they just said in the chat, or Simmons just is not performing. And then the forward line is just kudos. I genuinely just think it's a ton of injuries, and also just the players that you have just aren't great, bar the defenders. And I think that's what's been getting you by. That's why your defensive record has been so good this season.
But you can play boring football and be effective. No, I hate to praise Arsenal, but why is Arteta playing ball? Arteta doesn't play exciting, end-to-end, free-flowing football, but it's effective.
Because he's got the set pieces, but we nullified that because I told you we're good at set pieces. Our only thing was throw-ins, and we actually changed the way we handled throw-ins.
We just single-handedly found Sanchez a Champions League club next season. Us. That game found Sanchez a Champions League level club.
But that was also the way we set up. We used to throw everybody into the box for the long throws. We left 3 players by the center circle, which meant you couldn't commit as many players. And then that meant there was more space for Sanchez. It was a change in tactics for us, which stopped what you were thinking was your best bet of getting a goal against us, which was the long throws. And without that, you had to rely more on your creativity, which your team just didn't have. And I really think that's more personnel based than just Thomas Frank.
And don't get it twisted. I'm not only blaming Frank for that loss, for that loss, or even for throughout the season. The problem's from the top right the way down, right? Because when you wait till the last month of the window to start signing players and you start getting hijacked left, right, and center, this is what happens. These are the problems you run into. But we needed to get points from Villa and from you guys going into this run, because now we've got United. Then we got PSG, and then we got Arsenal away, and then we got Newcastle away, a ground that we don't win at.
Oh, fucking hell.
So going into December, we could be 14th in the table.
But Jay, on the transfer window, on the transfer window, yeah? I remember you said when Levy left, obviously with your new board now, it might be a new Spurs. Do you still believe that? Because I remember you saying before, because going through to the next transfer window, there's nothing to blame like Vinay and the guys on upstairs for. That's what I remember you referring to.
No, I
do you still think it's a new Spurs?
Wrong now that the window's closed, but while the window
that's
was
what
open,
I meant.
Yeah.
But do you still think it's going to be a new Spurs then when you hit the next transfer window? Do you think you're still going to go in a new direction now that Levy's not there? Or do you reckon it'll stay the same because it's still like Tim Lewis or whoever it is upstairs?
That Lewis family, they're a bunch of crooks, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're some crooks. They're generals, bro. They're some frauds because do you know what they done? Do you know what they done? Yeah, they injected £100 million into the club and put out a big statement about a statement of intent and whatnot, and tried to sell us the dream. And I did say that Thomas Frank and Levy leaving would initiate the change. Now, have we seen the change yet? The change is yet to be seen. Will we see the change? Only God could tell. Only God could answer that question. Am I hoping that I start to see something in January and that we don't wait until the last week of the window to get busy? Absolutely, Max. I can't lie, absolutely. But right now, all I can do is talk about the window that's just gone. Do you know what I'm saying? And from the window that's just gone, I think everyone here has heard me say that the manager and Levy leaving were the two best signings out of the whole window. Were the two best bits of business we done in the whole transfer window and nothing else. I did
But
say
then I just don't get how you turned on the manager so soon.
Yeah, I don't know why you're complaining, because you and Deji been doing this up until now. You guys have been praising Frank, saying your defense is going to be better, which it now is better. You guys have been celebrating draws. This is why last week
you celebrating out,
yeah?
Nah.
You guys had your chest, out, yeah. And I said, don't get excited about Everton, bro. You were losing to Bodo Glimt, yeah, and you just pulled it back. You were losing at halftime to Brighton. Do you know what I'm saying? Monaco should have scored. Balogun should have scored a hat-trick against you. I was like, this is why last week I was telling you, I don't know why you're so happy, bro. Because when I'm looking at your team's looking dead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your team's looking dead. And the fact is, you couldn't beat Wolves. I don't get why you guys are excited. But at the same time, you were happy with the transfer window enough to have chest. You was happy with Frank enough to say that you guys are... Well, Deji said you're going to win something this season. You're already saying 3-0 against Chelsea, so you must be happy.
Bro, we had a £100 bet on who's finishing higher.
This is what I'm saying. So where's the chest gone? Where's the chest gone? Now I see him with this hocus pocus flipping chicken nest hat on, yeah, looking all stressed. You wasn't like this a week ago. I was trying to warn you. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to warn you. Now you're looking like Sesame Street. I told you. Yeah, your team looks bummy, bro. I was telling you. You didn't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm trying to do the J Huss, buff daddy, every stream, buff daddy. I told you, you're not going to do anything this season. You can't sit here now, yeah, and complain when everything that you wanted, you practically got. You got a defensive manager. You've got the signings you were gassing up. Some of you guys were telling us that hold on, because I sat quietly, yeah. And last week, yeah, you had your chest out, looking like the Rock, yeah. Let me chat now, yeah, because I don't understand why you're getting so excited, bro, with the double D's, yeah. Hold on, Pamela Anderson. Let me land. You, yeah, well, you were sending shots for all of us, clowning all of us, yeah, saying this, that, oh, Xavi Simmons, oh, yeah, man, talk about Eze, we don't care, we got Xavi Simmons, oh, Kudus is cooking. First game of the season, Kudus linking up with Richarlison, oh, you see, Richarlison's banging now, Richarlison's banging, going around the thing, doing the chicken run, around the Spurnabout. What's going on now? I told you, Jay, I warned you, but you and Dej don't listen. You and Dej don't listen. You were waxing lyrical about the players that you brought in. You man were even comparing your team to Arsenal's team, saying, "Oh, the quality's up there around the same level."
I didn't do that.
No, yeah, you're higher at the table. That's what you wanted, right? You sacked Ange not because he didn't deliver a trophy, but because where you was on the table. Well, guess what? This guy's got you higher in the table as it currently stands. This is why, yeah, you guys' argument don't make no sense. You didn't want Ange to stay because, look where we're on the table, but you won a trophy. You won a trophy though, yeah. Now you've got the reverse. You ain't gonna win a trophy. None of you are now saying you're gonna win a trophy, but you're higher up the table. Isn't that what you wanted?
Still win the FA Cup, to be fair, but
huh? You already said your next 3 games you're losing. Even Man United said you're losing. You ain't winning no FA Cup.
I said we're still in the FA Cup. I didn't say we're winning, but
you did say you won it last week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you said it. We'll see.
Is it a journey? You know what I mean? Like Aladdin on the carpet. I can show you the world.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Looking at the FA Cup.
Can I just say this? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate. I probably deserve that cooking. Hence why I let you land in it. But I just want to say, yeah, I don't think that this manager is good enough to get us to where I would want us to be. Now, does that mean that I think that he's going to get sacked? No. Does that mean that I think sacking him right now without a replacement in line makes no sense? Of course it makes no sense. What are we going to do? Sack him and get an interim manager to... No, that obviously doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying, at the end of the season, looking back on this season, if we are not in that top 6, yeah, and we don't have a piece of silverware, then I would sack him and go and get a proper manager, bro. He's done his job. As long as we're not in the bottom half of the table, thank you. You done your job, mate. You done your job. Thanks. See you later. Fuck off. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Because I'm sorry. I've spent too many years sat here going through this cycle. Last season wasn't supposed to be a one-off season where we win something. I was supposed to see a statement of intent. I was supposed to see Thomas Frank come in and implement a system. Does anyone know what style of football he plays?
Not really, because you're not creative enough.
Baby
But
tatter,
even that, I see teams that don't create have an identity. You can sit there and watch them play for 45 minutes and tell me what brand of football they play. You can't do that with Frank. And he's had a whole pre-season. Yeah, let's not forget, he got hired in June. The guy has had a whole pre-season. Yeah, it's now November. You've had more than enough time to implement a system. Like this comment says here perfectly. In Kudus and Inshallah, bro. That is his system. That's his system. What a surprise. All the games Kudus doesn't start. He comes on when we're losing to try and rescue the game.
Because Xavi Simons ain't pulling his weight. And you ain't got James Maddison, you ain't got Kulusevski as well.
Hey, listen, I don't know. His return date keeps getting pushed back because it was the end of November. Now they're saying January. At this rate, I don't know if we're even going to get him back this season. But again, you knew you didn't have Maddison from the start of the season.
Is that Maddison or Kulu?
Both of them. Well, Maddison's out until April, May times. But Kulusevski was meant to be back already. But this is my point, though. You've had Kulusevski was out from last year, May. He's been out. Not last year, May. From May, sorry. Maddison got injured in July or August, around the start of August, end of July times. You've had enough time without Kulusevski and Maddison to find a way to get a result without those two players. I'm sorry. So this is why, I don't feel like I'm not going to sit here and say, but we need Kulu and Madders. We haven't had them all season. We haven't even seen Kulusevski play under Frank. So how do we know that Thomas Frank is going to even get the best out of Kulusevski? And we've seen Maddison play for 25 minutes before he went down with an ACL injury. But again, what do I know, innit? On Xavi Simons should hold bench until the new year, in my opinion. He should hold bench until that guy looks like, bro, it's not too late to become a barber. Seriously, it's not too late. It's not too late
to become braiding business. I hear it.
Do you know? No, it's not too late, bro. Hey, National Rail, there's courses, bro. National
Your
Railway.
team average though, man. I agree with Lewis, man. I was saying this yesterday. Like your team is bare average, bro. Like Bentancur, mid. You got mid to trash players. Tells trash. You know what I'm saying? Like Tells trash. You know what I'm saying? Moani, mid to trash. You know what I'm saying? They're all mid trash players. Most of them, like Van de Ven, I rate. I think Spencer's a decent player on his day. Yeah, I mean, even though I don't know what he's doing for that goal. Do you know what I mean? Porro, I wouldn't take him at Arsenal. He's a liability, bro. He's a liability. Like,
bro, he struggled to keep close to Garnacho.
If you're not playing a back five, he's useless.
Bro, I've been saying about this guy. I don't know why so much of your fan base like him. Romero, I don't rate that as highly as you guys rate him. I feel like Spurs fans put him on a level that I don't put him on. Like, I don't think he's trash, but I don't think he's that great. I think Van de Ven is the guy. Do you know what I mean? Your goalkeepers are rubbish, Kinski and Vicario. Like, I don't rate your goalkeepers at all. Like, most of your midfield, your wingers, apart from Kudus, it's probably it. Like, Bergvalke is a young player. Like, you guys put so much faith in the young players and you keep your trash. That's the thing.
You think Paulinho's trash?
No, I don't think Paulinho's trash. But I think the midfield as a setup is trash. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really rate your midfield like that. Like, even Maddison, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's a great player. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's like mad.
He's an on his day player.
Yeah, one of them ones. You know what I mean? Like, your strikers are dead. Like, I can't lie, your team is hella mid, bro. And the thing is with Tottenham, every season I see this, you guys do the bare minimum in your rebuild. You'll buy 1-2 players that the fan base want, and you think you got a rebuild, but the rebuild actually needs to be bigger than what it actually is. Like Deji's saying that apparently you guys, he hopes you guys spend 400 mil in January.
This is why I say stop comparing me to what Deji's saying, bro. Because I'm crazy, but I'm not.
That's your brother, though, bro. That's Batman and Robin, man. You two sound similar.
Yeah, he was the one saying Richarlison was going to bag more than João Pedro. No, that was Tobes actually. He said Kolo Muani would make a combined 11 over João Pedro. That was it.
Now that was it. they should strike his channel for that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's insane. But
to be fair,
say, as much as Spurs were terrible, I do have to obviously give Chelsea credit in it. They absolutely nullified us. I walked out on the 70th minute, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I walked out. I was done. And we were 1-0 down, and I knew.
Oh, you was at the game?
I said to the guy next.
Yeah, we're meant to link up post match, and then you didn't even.
My head was. Did you not watch my
match? Man. He went for a kebab.
No, I feel like
think
the
I was
first
meeting
5 minutes.
anyone post match, Lewis? I went to a fight with a Chelsea fan at flipping Hackney Downs, yeah, because I was on the phone. I was on the phone cussing, talking to one of my mates about the game, and he started laughing. I said, "What the fuck are you laughing at? You know what I'm saying?" I said, "What the fuck are you laughing at, bro?" I lost my shit.
70 minutes. Fair enough, though. I don't blame you because you lot weren't doing anything in our final third all match. Barely ever got there.
We barely.
You guys were just doing the Arsenal thing of trying to rely on a set piece here and there, and then just never working because Sanchez and Fofana just cleared that shit. Oh, even the super chat says it perfectly. Big up Lewis in the panel. Shout out Iron. Simmons locked up by Caicedo. Kudus locked up by Cucurella. Luani locked up by Fofana with Maresca, the chief general, giving the orders. That was it. Simmons, I wouldn't even say Caicedo. He got given the two-man job by Gusto and Reece James. Both of them were just clamping the shit out of him if he weren't chasing his first touch. Kudus, like I always said, that was my only worry in that attack. But I have Cucurella. As long as he can neutralize him, I ain't got to worry about nothing. And like that was it. And I even think in the second half, like the way the game was going for Spurs got into Kudus' head. Because all he was doing was just over-touching, overthinking, trying to play the hero and carrying the team by himself. And he just made it even tougher for you to progress. And it made it even tougher for you to create chances. That's why from 70 minutes, I was sitting in the way and saying, okay, maybe I don't need a second goal. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, you know what it is as well? It's like, you know it's bad when you got me feeling sorry for Kudus. Like, and this is what I'm saying is like, when I see a manager that puts a midfielder on one wing and has one winger starting, like, what do you expect? Like, this is how David Moyes used to line up. Like this, I've seen David Moyes do this before. Where he put Ward-Prowse on the left, and he just put Bowen out on the right for no reason. And we just went down the right hand side with Kudus. I've said this before. He hasn't been as much as he hasn't been bad this season. My statement of he's not the player you think he is stands because what do you expect him to do in that situation where he's the only outlet, but also he's your main guy in the attack? He can never be anyone's main guy in the attack because he's not a goal scorer. He's never going to be, and you can't make someone a goal scorer late in their career either. They can't just develop into one. Mm-hmm. He can create at times. He's very effective. Going down the outside, he's good 1v1. He's especially good running into space on the counter. But when your manager is lining up with 4 dead midfielders for the most part, one of them being on the wing for whatever reason to try and solidify the game, you're forced to go down the right hand side anyway. And Kudus did fuck all. Because he was the only one that had to do anything. It was only going to go down the right-hand side. You guys became predictable because when you did go down the left, what was you doing? Like, Xavi Simons to get doubled up on. And I said this earlier to you in the season, Jay. When he's putting Xavi Simons and Kudus on the wings, all they have to do is just nullify the wings. You've got no one in midfield to create. Just relying on creativity down the wings.
Like, do you know what? I will say this, yeah. Lewis, I don't know if you noticed it as well. The moment Romero came on, we started to look like we could pass the ball again. He's the only player in this team that can act like. Why is he our best passer of the football and he's our centre back? This is
because
why
the creativity in the squad's low, bro. That's it.
Why is our centre back our most dynamic passer? I never thought I'd say this, but
because you got to look at Xavi Simons and he's just let you guys down. He's meant to be your creative spark. And without that, you don't have anything except ball playing from the back. Because the other midfielders, they ain't got the quality to do that consistently. That's why when it goes back to the Frank argument, I don't get why people are looking solely at the manager for saying that the team looks clueless in terms of creativity.
Just think the players aren't that great. Team selection, Lewis, bro. His team selection. I could tell you for free, yeah, as soon as I was there, as soon as the lineup came out in the ground, it was almost like in sync. There was a huge groan in sync because we all knew we was playing a back 4 and no one wanted to play you lot with a back 4 because we were like, bro, they've got Caicedo and they're playing James in the midfield. which means they're setting up to try and be bullish in that middle. Playing through them and trying to pass through them is not going to work. It's not going to work. We all said that. If he had played three at the back, and this is not the first game he's done this. He tried to do the same thing against Newcastle. He does this against all the teams that, just because it worked against Man City doesn't mean it's going to work against every big team that you come up against or every team that has dangerous midfielders. And if he sets up like this against Arsenal, they don't even score from open play like that, but they will score from open play because it becomes too easy. There's too much space. There's way too much space on the pitch. And again, he's like he's not recognizing this, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? He's not recognizing this. Why João Pedro ain't... He couldn't get a goal for love nor money in the last 5 games, bro. You need.
But even then, the only goal he got that came from Xavi Simons.
Come to the brothel.
But even then, the only goal he got, Xavi Simons. That wasn't a structural thing. He could have just turned and scanned and just like passed to one of the players in front of him because there was options.
Doesn't try to dribble out like he's Kudus and try and dribble out past 5 players.
Him too. I agree with that as well. But Xavi Simons was the one that put it right into danger back at Van der Ven, and he was just getting chased down by Caicedo. That's why I look at it. I get criticizing isolation. I'm not saying don't criticize him. There's definitely reasons to do it. I just don't think it should be a manager out thing at this point. Because like there already has been improvements on last season. To what level you want, it depends on how much you rate the squad. And I don't think you rate the squad to a level that would have you that angry at Thomas Frank, if that makes sense.
That's a valid point. However, you know, sometimes I just want to let you guys know that saving face is real. Do you know what I'm saying? Not when sometimes you have to carry yourself a certain way. I told you lot, I can't jump on these shows and allow you lot to cuss my team out for an hour and not clap back. I can't allow it to happen, bro.
Go on, Ja Rule.
I'm gonna defend my club. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna defend my club.
We're gonna clap back. We're gonna clap back. Murder.
The only one that can cook my club is me.
We know how that ended.
So
go on, Jake. No. We let the chat
statements that you will think is this guy out of his mind. I will make those statements, but I want you to know anyone that speaks to me away from the screen and that they know they know, yeah. And even on camera, you guys know what my expectations are, and I'm getting PTSD from Conte, from the Jose, from the Nuno era. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm getting PTSD and we don't have a Harry Kane. This is why I said I can give him. We don't have a Kane. We don't have a Son to dig us out of a rut. I get that. But hey, the front line weren't a problem when everyone was boasting about being the top goal scorers in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? No one was complaining then, but all of a sudden, oh, what's he supposed to do? Guess what? If you don't have a left winger, stop fucking playing with a formation that depends on the 2 wingers. How hard is that? Is that? Just like when Pep didn't have a striker, he didn't just force someone up front. He played with a false 9. When you don't have a 10, instead of trying to play a number 6 in the 10 role, what do? You play with 2 6s and an 8. You play with 3 8s. You do something. Find something. The guy can't adapt. If you can't adapt, fuck off. Because we all got onto Ange for not being able to adapt. This guy's not adapting in the other way, so he can fuck off. It's that simple. And you know what? Fine. If it's too early now, we can wait until after the Newcastle away game. We can wait. We can wait till December. I'm fine with that.
Or even when AFCON pulls out, because I just thought Kudus ain't going to be there for a while.
My points will be proven. Oh, yeah, we're fucked. AFCON, I forgot. Did Ghana qualify for AFCON?
No, Ghana didn't qualify. You'll have Kudus still.
Hey, you alright, man? You're alright. You left his side.
Will be gone, but that'll be it.
Saul will be gone, but maybe.
He looked like he was gone on the weekend. Like he's the one that fell under the radar because nobody noticed him.
Yeah.
Nobody noticed him.
Like
so, he was pickpocketing, bro. He was pickpocketing, just stealing people's phones out their pockets, bro. No one saw him.
So basically, what Jay's saying as well, all of his takes are basically a facade, anyway. So you can like not be bullied on a panel show, which I knew anyway. But like, this is the thing. This is the problem. Don't you think there's just a theme of you just getting a bit too excited at times? And the reason why I say that is just because.
But that's what being a football fan is, bro.
No, but if you know that, if you know the logical route, and then you get too excited, and then it all comes crashing down, then you react the way you do. Isn't that your own fault for building up your own expectations?
No. See, Mike, you're not understanding. I don't get too excited. I just have confidence in my football club because before every game, you should expect your team to win. If I jump on these shows every week and just predict Spurs to lose, then what the fuck is the fun in that? What if it's the truth?
Then it's the truth. I'd say more hope. I'd say hope more.
Do you know? Okay, hope even that. But do you know what I'm saying? Even under Ange, when we were losing every week, I wouldn't come on these shows and predict us to lose. You're never gonna hear me sit. You're never gonna see me sit on this show and predict that my club is gonna lose to the team that I hate the most. I would rather predict us win 3-0, get it massively wrong and get cooked, than sit here like a fucking cuck, yeah, and say, oh, you know what? We never beat Chelsea at home. We never beat them at home, so we're never gonna get a result. Fuck that. And
no, I hear that. But you said 3-0. That was the crazy
That's what
part.
I'm saying.
When you said 2-1 when we were live, I was like, fair enough. You're back in your team. I hear it. Wouldn't have even brought that one up. I wouldn't be like, you said you were going to win. Hold that. Fair enough. 3-0. Where? How? With that forward line. That's crazy.
Do you know what's mad though? Do you know what? This is not in the clip, yeah? But I actually said that Van der Ven would score 2. Yeah, I said Van der Ven would score 2 and one of our midfielders from corners. I said it would be from set pieces, innit? Do you know? I didn't actually predict any of our attackers to score. So
you still said 3-0 though. A motherfucker, but you know what? I'll give you a little bit of a lease of that, just a little. And I still think that's fraudulent because it was the long throws that are a problem, not the
Lewis,
front.
I got one question for you though. Did you see Cucurella and the Spence incident? That was fucking hilarious.
Yes. I saw that. He needed to do the Iwobi, just pretend his breath stinks, style that out a little bit. But fuck.
What is wrong with Jets?
You see the quote tweets to that tweet? It's either people complaining or just girls like fancying Spence.
Or Chelsea fans doing the whole, what a victory, bruv. Hold that.
Legit, that's all the quote tweets are. That's what. And all I was just saying was just, I don't know how it could go from like, I'm so excited and I just can't hide it to this. Like, just in a very quick succession. That's all I'm just asking, innit? Just because of the shit you say when shit happens, and then you was like, you guys want me to crash out. That's never going to happen. And then all of a sudden you're crashing out.
There's no fun in that, Mike. So remember, that's what you just said. There's no fun in that. He'd rather say 3-0 than that and then get cooked. There's more fun. There's more fun this way. I like it this way, actually. Don't change, James.
It's not more fun.
Yeah, you gave me some material for my receipt show. So I appreciate it.
And you know what it is? Like, this wouldn't be a thing if you weren't trying to 1v3 the group chat. If you weren't trying to
on to me every week. Do you know what I'm saying?
And Jay
points at home in a year, brother, and he's cooking me.
And Jay, that's the reason why I wouldn't be saying anything if it wasn't for like, oh, all of this. Do you remember the game? Do you not remember what happened when you beat us? You just be like, oh yeah, I'll take Bowen at West Ham for 100 rupees. All this nonsense, bro. All this nonsense.
Coming to Spurs anyways. We know this, but
because everyone believes every report they read. Like, because we all believe every report we read. You're just gonna be crashing out again. So here's what it is.
Yeah, but on a level though, don't ever fucking change. On a fucking level, man. I respect it still. It's fucking hilarious and it's great to look back on, but I respect it. Make sure you man sub to Pay from the Cave as well. And make sure you're sub to Northside. Make sure you're sub to Mikez. Links in the description, all of that shit. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. I actually want to go West Ham next. Just because, like, I'm shocked that you guys actually managed to get that W. Because we were saying it last week. We need Newcastle to drop points. Who are they playing? Oh, West Ham. Forget it. I'm not even going to bother. Ended up just watching it just by accident because my family was over. And I thought, fuck it. Let's sit watch Newcastle West Ham. Not only did you win, you looked like you were the better team in the midfield. Newcastle didn't look like they really had anything for you except at the start of the game. Yeah, the luck was kind of on your side with the second goal and all of that, but it's about fucking time the luck was on your side. But how do you feel coming out of that game? And do you think like there's a little bit of a light at the tunnel coming out of this? Obviously, you don't want to go too far if it's just one victory, but do you see any positive signs?
I see positive signs, but my opinion doesn't change overall on the perspective of things. And the reason why is because with these type of managers, this guy took so long to actually find the winning formula in the first place, even though it's staring right in his face, because the lineup he actually lined up with was the lineup everyone wanted at West Ham. The midfield, bringing in Freddie Potts, masterclass from him, blatant man of the match with Fernandes and Paquetá. We've been asking for that, but this guy's been starting Irving and Souček for the past 2 games. It just reduces our mobility by 1,000. By 2 players that didn't deserve to play in the first place. The whole playing defenders in their right position, he actually did. Like, Wan-Bissaka wasn't at left centre-back of a 3. Shock, he's really good when he plays right back. One bad game against Chelsea, everyone was writing him off again, but he's been really good for us. He's been really good for us. Like, he's had one, like, terrible game, and that's it. And just in general, like, the way we set up, it made sense. It just made sense for the game plan. Like, I feel like what the problem is with these kind of managers, if you take this long to actually figure out your formula when they're staring at you right in the face, I'm not really the type of guy to trust you to keep that formula week in, week out. Because what makes me think he's going to keep doing this over and over again? Because after we lost against Brentford, for example, where we had defenders on the wrong side and the slow midfield, he still did the same lineup against Leeds, and then it took him another week to actually get this lineup out. And the win is more relief rather than anything, because I think we're gonna go back to type very soon because of what I've seen for the past year or so. I generally think it will go back to type. I'm not gassed. I don't get anyone knows me. I don't get gassed about West Ham ever. So I don't think anything's going to change. I still think we're going down. Like, simple as that. I'm just relieved that I actually get to relax for 7 days or whatever, just because with this specific team, we know the best team. Paquetá, Potts, Fernandes. It takes the whole creativity of like Paquetá has to be the sole creator out of it, because Fernandes is retaining the ball. He's keeping the ball. Believe it or not, playing footballers in midfield might help you, Nuno. Thank God you finally did it. Freddie Potts, like, just what a performance. And the thing is, he's been shining for about 3 pre-seasons in a row. 3 pre-seasons in a row, because he shined in a Moyes pre-season when we had like Scamacca and when we sold him and then we bought Kudus, Alvarez, etc. He was shining in there, went on loan to Wickham, played really well. Last pre-season under Lopetegui, he was one of our better players. Then went on loan to Portsmouth, and Portsmouth fans were saying he's one of the best players they've ever seen at the club. And that's saying a lot, because Portsmouth used to be in the Prem. Portsmouth fans were saying that.
They used to be competing for Europe and everything. That's nuts.
Exactly. So I was thinking, okay, if we're going to go down this young route, I need to see the players that are good enough. Because a lot of West Ham fans like to ask for youngsters to play for the sake of it, because that was based on the previous culture of the club. But for me, I just want players that are good enough to play. That is it. Like, and if you're going to be in the academy, yes, go on, Jay.
No, I was going to ask you a question. Finish your point first.
Yeah, I was just going to say the players that are in the academy now that are good enough to play haven't been able to get their chance over the past manager or two, even though the whole premise of Lopetegui and Potter being hired was to play the young players, and they haven't done that. Finally, Nuno has done that. At least we're playing 1 or 2. And it's been giving us a new lease of life, because what we've needed is energy, creativity, and overall technicality in the midfield. And that's what Freddie Potts has given us. And that's what's allowed Paquetá and Fernandes to go on their run sort of thing and link up with the players that we have. It's a big problem, though, because we don't really have a striker. Callum Wilson did well, but he can't play 90 minutes. So we had to bring Souček on and put him up front. And he didn't play bad there, but he has to come on as a sub. Now, Souček cannot start a game for us. This guy has to come on and make impact, because he's good at moments. He's good at seeing out a game. He's good at trying to win a game from the bench, because he shines in the big moments. He doesn't shine in 90 minutes because he can't control a fucking.
Do you think that's something you could rely on then? Souček just coming on up top towards the end of matches?
I think it just worked for Newcastle because of the players they had. I think if we do that against, for example, we've got Bournemouth coming up after the international break. We've got some big games. We've got Villa,
Burnley this weekend,
etc. Yeah, Burnley this weekend it could work because it's Burnley and they're not that good, but we haven't been that good. But we've got better players than Burnley.
I was going to ask you, Max, from that Newcastle, obviously I didn't get to watch the game, but I watched the highlight. From that game, is there anything that you saw that is actually like that you think, yeah, you know what, this looks like maybe there could actually be a little bit of a shift? Because look, although you can say it might be a one-off thing, it's not an easy feat to beat Newcastle. Newcastle aren't a very easy side to put 3 goals past. Do you know what I'm saying? So for you guys to do that, and especially to kind of break the duck at home as well, surely there must be some positives that you take from this, and that does give you some sort of, I don't want to say hope in it, but gives you some sort of confidence that you might be able to save your season. Because I don't think it's too late to save your season, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? We're only 10 games in.
Yeah, it's not too late to save the season, which is why I wanted just a general good managerial appointment, so we didn't have to actually like talk about a relegation battle, and there's still a chance to be ambitious in the season. But I think what's going to really remain positive for me is if he plays the actual like lineup that he played on the weekend, we can survive off moments if he keeps playing a similar lineup. There's a good like I'd say 13, 14 players that he could work with, and that I'd say that are good enough to definitely survive. Unless we have a mad injury crisis, I don't think he really has much of an excuse. To be completely honest with you, I would only thing I will say, if we could get to January and get a younger striker to compete with the strikers that we have, then cool. That's the main issue. But other than that, he has a good 15 players that he could work with. But most of these guys are young players that we haven't seen yet. But the young player that we didn't see yet on the weekend was Freddie Potts. That was his first start, and he came up against Tonali, Joe Linton, and Gimaresh, and did them all. Basically,
because you don't have a relegation level squad.
Yeah, like it's not a relegation level squad. So the positive is if we play with this lineup, we can survive off moments. But I don't trust this manager to keep the same formula because of how much he's changed it over the past few games. And it can't even be an excuse of, but he was trying to find the winning formula. It was staring right at you.
I was about to ask that.
Because it was staring right at him. Like we could see that the lineups were terrible. Like. There's finding a winning formula, then there's playing a left back at right wing back and playing Wan-Bissaka left centre back and nonsense. Like it's just nonsense. So like nothing's changed my opinion. We won off moments mainly because I'm watching. Like I'm obviously at the game. I'm quite high up, so I can see everything from a tactical perspective. So I can see everything as it's about to happen. The press is still weird. We're still letting in too much holes. If they had a bit more energy, Newcastle, it might be a different game. But also. Some of the structure was just too gappy for a team that wanted to sit back. So I think he needs to fix that still. And I'm just more impressed with how the players turned up and just the lineup in itself. But I was also been screaming for this lineup for a couple of weeks. Shock, if you play a striker up front, we might actually have someone to play to. If you actually start with your best midfield, we might retain the ball a bit better. Kilman and no striker is maybe the main issues. Like Areola did okay. He kicked the ball off the pitch too many times, but he made some good saves. So you get your trade-off with that with Areola. He's not a consistent goalkeeper. But Somerville played well. Bowen played well. And it felt like less so where we're just relying on the Bowens and Paquetá to do everything. And we had more players in the team to balance everything out. Paquetá doesn't have to create all the time on his own because Fernandes is there. Bowen is not the only one that has to attack on the wing because Somerville is there. He's effective. We've got 2 different type of players helping the striker there. So that made it good. The tweak that I really liked from him is in possession. We played like a 3. Kilmer was playing right centre back. Doof was playing left centre back, but he still was allowed to go forward. And Somerville was used more of a wing back, etc. I think the subs he made was actually decent as well, to be fair. And I think they turned up and they did well. But whether he could do this on a consistent basis, I'm not too sure because he hasn't shown that in the past. But hopefully this is the turn of a new leaf. But I'm not banking on it personally.
You're hitting form at the right time though, because you got Burnley. When we played them, they were dead. So you play like that. I think you guys played well. Maybe it's the right time because then you got some hard games. You got Bournemouth. You got Bournemouth, Liverpool, United, Brighton. Those are not going to be easy games. So at least he's got it right at a time where you could potentially nick a couple of points off of those teams if you play to your strengths. Maybe it's just come at the right time. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
that run's actually fucking nasty after the break. Shit.
I know. This is why I was worried. We needed to win, eventually and upset someone. And maybe we get a point or 2, but I don't see many wins there. Brighton away, we don't have a good record.
Where your win comes until the new year when you go to Wolves.
Yeah, maybe we beat Fulham, maybe, but that's because we have a good record. But semi-good record. Recently, it's still been quite bad, but even Potter beat Fulham, so you never know. That's the only maybe I can see. Everyone else feels like a loss to me because our record against Brighton's terrible. Like, and for me, it's more of a case of if he just approaches that these games with the same lineup, we've got more than a chance to actually see something game in, game out. But when it comes to results, I'm not too sure because you never know when a player's bound to make his next mistake, etc. I'm a bit afraid at AFCON because Diouf will go and Wan-Bissaka will go. So with Ollie Scarles, our third choice fullback, injured, that means Walker Peters will be our only available fullback. So that'll be kind of a problem. Yeah.
You're getting killed on the wings. Fucking hell.
Then Maverick will play right back.
You gotta find a win somewhere in that month. I don't even know where to look at that. Maybe Fulham. Brighton are weird because they'll get a result against a team they shouldn't get a result, and then they'll lose to a team they should be beating. So you could maybe get something out of them.
Yeah.
The rest, you're hoping Liverpool have another stink session. There's the rest, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe United. You never know of United. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go.
Yeah, we beat United last season with Potter, so you never know. But it's just difficult. This is what the Premier League's like. It's I didn't think we were going to beat Newcastle. We beat Newcastle, so maybe I could be wrong again. Yeah, I deluded myself on a train, being like, you know what, maybe this is the win, and then I snapped out of it, but nah, what are you talking about? But we actually did win, so I should have just kept deluding myself on the train there. But we haven't beat Newcastle since 2018 at home, and we ain't won a home game since February. At home as general, so we broke 2 streaks. What we need to do is we keep getting our chains back. We've had our chains snatched by every other team we faced. We have a bad record against everyone. We need to start ending records again. We need to have to stop getting the losing streaks at every single team possible. That's what we've been suffering with the past 2 years. Everyone's bullied us. Basically, we somehow survived because of the teams that have got promoted. So that's been the main thing for me. We need to just carry on playing that lineup. If someone gets injured, cool, change it. But there's no other reason to change it but that. That's a winning lineup right there. There wasn't really. It's very rare that I could come out with a West Ham performance and say we have performed and got a result, and nearly every player has played well. I can't remember the last time I said that. So if we can keep doing that, then cool. But I'm not banking on it.
Basically, just a big couple weeks ahead because it looks like he might have found the winning formula, and it's about whether you try and maintain that. Exactly. At least Burnley, try and get a win before the international break, and then pray to God, man. Just pray to God for the next month and a bit.
Yeah.
You guys again keep hitting the lights. A big tip. I don't know what you're talking about in the chat, bro, because Garnacho's yet to have a good game. But I hope that game comes soon. So when you start propping him, I'll actually be agreeing with you. But till then, big up. KDH and Nkunku's won 2 trophies here. There's a bit of a level to this. Northside, 2-0 win against Burnley. Didn't get to catch it because I was on the way to Tottenham, but I saw Gyökeres got a goal from set piece standard, but he also apparently had a very good first half, and to a point where apparently his presence was really, you could tell his presence was gone in the second half, and you guys were struggling a little bit without him too. So how was Gyökeres' performance and just Arsenal as a whole? Because I expected you to win. I expected it to be something that weren't high scoring, but just pure dominance because the level of the 2 teams speak for themselves. But yeah, how did the game go, bro?
Yeah, super easy game. First half, Gyökeres, if he would have played the second half, probably would have been man of the match. That's the best performance I've seen from him, man. He was dictating everything. He was at the center of all our counter attacks. Really good passing, making decisions quickly, making good runs. And he was just quick with his decision making. Very good in the build-up play. Took his goal really well. And yeah, man, his overall play, that's his best game. Forget the Atleti game. That was his best performance. The Atleti game, it was more the goals. Obviously, he got 2 goals, but his overall performance was not as good as it was against Burnley. And now, I get it's Burnley, but at the same time, you need players. At times, you just need players to start hitting form or understanding the system. And I had a lot of questions if he's able to drop in a little bit deeper, link up, and be part of the build-up, or we just have to give him service in the box or when he creates runs in and behind the defense. But he actually was really, really good, man. Really good. For me, man of the match was Declan Rice. He took his goal really well as well. Good cross from Trossard. All our best play was in the first half, really. Eze as well played a lot better. He's somebody that's been effective, but his overall performance for 90 minutes hasn't been the best, but he has been effective. He has been scoring goals, didn't score against Burnley. But all in all, like second half, we just didn't do anything. We were flat, but we could afford to. We literally just cruised that game. There wasn't really much to talk about. So yeah, the fact that I think Gyökeres, he wasn't in training, so I think he's injured because they had to take him off.
I was going to ask what the state is with him and Saliba as well.
Yeah, Saliba I'm not too sure about, but I know Gyökeres is the one I saw news that he missed training, and it looks like he's injured. Hopefully, it's not a long injury, but we got Sparta Prague and Sunderland. We should be able to deal with them without him. I'd rather just rest him because after that, obviously, we've got the North London derby, we've got Bayern, we've got you guys coming up as well. So we've got a couple of hard fixtures coming up. So I'd rather just, from now till the end of international break, I'd rather just rest him if he's got the chance of getting re-injured, especially now that he's hitting form. I'd rather not risk it. So
I've just seen, I don't know if you've seen Arteta's comments, but it definitely seems like he's going to be out for both of those games because Arteta said he's definitely not available, didn't train today, needs to do more tests and scans over the next few days to understand the extent of the injury. I don't know how that sounds like from a long-term thing, but it sounds like you're at least not seeing him until the international break and maybe even continuing through the break, which might be a good thing for you if he's back afterwards because then you've got the guy with a 3-week break. But I don't know, it could be something worse than that, which if that's the case, banter aside and everything, that is horrid timing. If you've had a game that not just Arsenal fans are saying, well, but you, because I know you have a very high standard for your players and the club as a whole. It's the whole basis of who Northside is on YouTube. But he's just hit his best game for Arsenal, and then he's going to be out for a potential long-term injury. It's horrid timing, but I guess at least the fact that you're saying that to me sounds like, okay, cool. So he might have a good all-round aspect to his game. It's just about whether he can bring that up against a bigger team. So I just got to hope it's nothing too serious. You know what type of injury it was?
Nah, I only heard about muscular. I know the press conference only come out an hour ago. I haven't watched it yet. But after the game, he just said it was he felt something like muscular pain or something like that. But obviously they had to do the check. So I'm not too sure. I've got to check that one. But yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Do you think you still get a result? Well, a strong performance against Sunderland without him?
We should do. To be fair to Moreno, even though he's not, he's a DM playing as a striker for us, when called upon, a lot of the times he actually does chip in with some goals or a goal. So to be fair to him, he has been effective when playing as a striker. So if we have to use him, then so be it. We should have more than enough to deal with both Slavia Prague and Sunderland anyway. And to be honest, we rely more on our set pieces anyway. So Gabriel and Rice are way more important to this team in the way that we play than, a Moreno or Gyökeres. But yeah, hopefully going forward, Gyökeres comes back, we can utilize him. Because our open goal goals against Brighton were actually very good. And so I want to kind of continue that. You know what I mean? At times when we do want to kick ball, we can actually play some good football when the manager allows it. But I just want us to mix and match. I don't want to just rely just on set pieces because it will dry up, or you will get come up against a team that's going to nullify it, and then what? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it is where it is. But so far, so good, man. So far, so good. Jay, learn, yeah. You just stay humble, Stay humble, yeah.
You don't have a choice.
You see what I'm saying?
For a title for 5 years.
I don't get overexcited. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna
Hey, you have to be humble. You're 5 points clear at the top of the league, mate. You gotta be humble. Yeah? Yeah, you don't worry about me, bro. You don't worry about me.
I've got to be humble,
I ain't been waiting 5 years to see my team do something.
If I gotta be humble, what you gotta be?
Huh? I can be as loud and rambunctious as I like. I can scream from the roofs, bro. My manager ain't failed to win a title.
You keep talking about your club winning a trophy, yeah? How many trophies have you seen in your lifetime?
Hey, how many trophies you seen in the last 4 years?
Answer the question. How many trophies have you seen in your lifetime being a Spurs?
More than you've seen in the last 6 years.
Let's think about that one.
Well, I don't have to say nothing. I'm just going to...
I told you, listen, yeah. I agree with you, but I won't let you cook my club, bro. Only me.
But I don't. To be honest, I don't really care about you, man. The man are never
You
nothing
go
that I
there,
need to worry about.
What we
I
doing
can't
here?
lie.
What is this?
It's because you're shitty. That's why.
I thought we was brethren.
No, but it's true though. I've never needed to be concerned about your club. They've never been like. I'll be real. I've had to be concerned.
Was you not celebrating in the pub when we lost the Champions League final?
Yeah, I celebrate with Liverpool fans. Yeah,
You seemed pretty worried about us then.
I wasn't worried.
I would say that was the anomaly for me too.
I was waiting for the win. I was in the booth getting a beer.
I was worried that I had a penalty.
I went front. I was late to my mate's thing for the game, and by the time I got there, Sissoko had already handballed. So I just walked in for the penalty, and I was like, that was easy then. Lovely. I'm going back out for a spliff. Big up, guys. I was just in, out. It's safe.
No, I knew you'd bottled that. I knew you'd bottled it. I just wanted to. Obviously, I just like, yo, Liverpool, just make sure. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you bury them.
I think you'll be an entertaining game. You don't want to
boring as fuck.
Northside, are you winning the league?
Huh?
Are you winning the league?
We've got a very good chance.
Hey, media.
I think the big question, right? No. Here's the real question. Here's the real question. How are you feeling about the Carabao Cup? Because I don't know if you've seen the new the fixture date announced for the Crystal Palace game. They've had to move that to the 23rd of December because where you're meant to play was 2 days before a Conference League match. So Palace literally couldn't do that fixture. Instead of like making them play 2 games in 2 days, they've now moved it to the 23rd of December, which means I think you've got 4 games in the space of about 10 days or something like that. How are you feeling going into that tie against Crystal Palace? Because that's the bigger question for me. Because the league will find out later on down the line. Carabao Cup, it looks like it's going to get real difficult by the time we get to the semis. Because it looks like it's going to be Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester City, Newcastle. But do you think that kind of fucks your chance a bit of getting there too?
Nah. Well, man are telling me the bench is fixed and we got all this quality, so use it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if we got to rotate certain players, then use them. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I've been impressed with Max Diamond, so you have to play him. I'd actually start him. I think Saka's been trash this season so far. I don't think he's been good enough. You know what I'm saying? So start Max Diamond. Ethan's
George got his GA.
Yeah, like we got some quality on the bench, bro. Like even Martinelli's been effective playing centrally, not on the wing, but centrally. Do you know what I'm saying? So we've got players there that we can utilize. You know what I mean? Ethan as well. I'm not saying he's the finished article, but I like how he goes forward and he always tries. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like for me, I'm like, nah. Like defensively, we've got certain cover. We don't know how good certain guys are. Obviously, Henkape. Mascara's actually started the season off well, to be fair to him. Still don't know his full level, but he started off the season well. So we've got rotation there. I think our biggest thing is if Declan Rice gets injured, because I'm not confident that any of our other DMs can consistently do it at the high level, not just for the set pieces. Like Zubamendi, his ball, bro, winning back the ball in that midfield, bro, he's always positionally out of position. Norgard is very mid, and Moreno can't play as a DM. So if something happens to Rice, I think that's the one that's going to really sting us. Like if Rice gets injured, because I don't see anybody else being able to do what Rice does in terms of winning the ball back and controlling and shielding that back line. Nobody else is as good and consistent as Rice. You know what I mean? I think we really messed ourselves up with allowing Partey to go, because Partey was the guy that allowed Rice to go forward more often, because he was exceptional at winning the ball back in the midfield and controlling. You know what I mean? Even though they try to say he was washed. That's the only thing. Other than that, we've got other players that can play in those positions. Like even Trossard. Like, and I'm not saying that Trossard is the most amazing player. He's been effective this season. So I think it's kind of worked in our favor that Martinelli and Trossard, they've stepped up this season so far in their performances. 2 players that we're trying to get rid of in the summer. So at the moment, we're doing all right. We should be, we should have enough. Obviously, we've got players coming back. Odegaard to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to talk about Madueke. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to talk about Madueke just to get that. You know what I mean? That's a net negative. I don't want to talk about him. But yeah, man.
I think I'm doing pretty well, though, don't you think? I thought I've had a pretty good start.
Well, you can take him down at Spurs then, if that's your level. It'd fit right in with them average players.
Hey, we had him already.
Doing the 360, he was in the academy.
He's just gonna complete the cycle, innit? Start Spurs, end up at Chelsea.
He can be your first signing in January, innit? Believe.
It's just a slag.
Hey,
that's what he is.
Speaking of, hey, they better go sign Rashford in January, mate. That's what they better go do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
On those wages, I don't know about that one. Fuck all of that. He's doing well over there, big up, but still not that. Yeah, he's cooking, but yeah, do it for a bit longer before you start talking about bringing him in for them sorts of wages.
Yeah, we've seen Rashford do this before.
Really a question about Arteta. That's the real thing. It's not a question about the depth of the squad. It's about whether Arteta does the slot thing and tries to throw it. Because it's 3 games in 6 days. If he really wanted to, he might try and do some stupidness in the cup. But I think with the depth that you have in your squad now, like any sort of goodwill that you're building this season, you throw it away immediately just off that one move. Because we know how big the Carabao Cup is in terms of building on the rest of your season, especially if you're trying to go on a title charge. Mourinho and Pep used to live and die by the Carabao Cup. Arteta got to take it as seriously too now because you've wanted the depth in your squads. You got it now. So, yeah, make the most of it. Shout out Don for the raid. Big up, my G. Great timing as well because we're literally sending everyone over to Jay. So, yeah, everybody head over to Hotspur Cave. We're redirecting over there. Then we're going over to Mike's because I think Mike's going live around 10 too.
Tried it.
And
He tried it. He tried to get a clip out of me. I don't know. I'll see what he was doing, you know.
well,
is
it
So you're a politician, bro. It's okay, fam. Northside Farage. It's cool.
I'm not a politician, bro. I'm just scarred. You know what I mean?
I hear it, bro. North Star, man. It's dark. It's dark,
nah,
man.
bro.
It's dark.
Nah, there's too many scars. 21 years of scars, bro. You're not gonna get me like that. You know what I'm saying? Someone asked me when I'm gonna believe. I said the last game of the season to win it. Yeah, last game of the season. That's what you can ask me. Maybe
you're not gonna get a little feeling around March, April if you're in a good spot.
Nah, with this club, I'm cold.
He's got the feeling now. He's just trying to hide it, bro.
I've got the feeling to reach Barcelona. That's what I got a feeling for, bro. That's the only thing I got a feeling for, bro. Other than that, I ain't got no, bro. This team's let me down too many times, bro. Too many times. Even this manager. Like 22-23 season, I was this close to believing. I was this close to believing, yeah.
You didn't even pull the trigger then.
That something was telling me, nah. And then I remember like Lee this is what I'm saying. Even Lee started believing, yeah, because Lee was like, yo, and I got it, yeah, because we was playing really, really good football, yeah. But I was like, I don't trust these guys. And then what did we do? 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, you know. Nottingham Forest. And that was the Nottingham Forest before Nuno. That weren't the, you know what I mean? Nah, bro. Nah, not again, bro.
I hear it. Let's hope it's the case again, though. With that, guys, big up everyone. Head over to Jay from the Cave. Sub to everybody's channels. I will see you lot tomorrow.